Afternoon and welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. I'm Mark and I'm going to take you for a walk around our 2008 VE SV6 Holden Commodore Ute today. We'll start at the front of the car, and you do notice does have factory fog lights fitted in really good order for 2008. You're going to be super impressed with the video we show you of this car today. Finished in blue. Juco presents in really good order for a car that's coming up to 6 years old, and 18-inch alloy wheels standard. Really important to note with the alloys, and we'll see it around the other side of the car. Absolutely unmarked. These tyres on the car are basically brand new, and even just looking down the whole driver's side of the car, struggling to find a mark. I want to be super critical. A couple of minor cosmetic marks there, which I would think will probably polish out. Coming around to the rear of the car, you know, it finished with the soft tonneau cover, which we'll have a good look at that shortly. Do have the chrome dual exhaust tips, the chrome badging on the tailgate, very minor mark there, just been touched up previously, consistent with its age. Is fitted with a tow bar, 1.6 tonne towing on the SV6, so you've got plenty of scope to throw the tradies trailer on the back and away you go. Now, as we come down the passenger side of the car, as I mentioned just before, really important to note the alloys. If any of the alloys on a car are going to get marks or scuffs on them, it's going to be the left-hand side, but these are in absolutely perfect order. Once again, Juco presents really, really well. Apart from those couple of very minor cosmetic marks that we showed as we were moving around the outside, this car is in really, really good condition. Moving around under the bonnet of the SV6 now, and powered by a 3.6 litre V6 motor. It's going to give you 195 kilowatts of power, 340 Newton meters of torque, 11.2 litres combined per 100 k's. Based on the fact this car does have a 73 litre fuel tank, expect in excess of 600 kilometres to a tank of fuel. So you've got the performance, you've got the torque to cope with the towing as well, but still delivering you fairly good fuel economy at the same time. All right, moving back around to the tailgate now. We've just got our soft tonneau. You notice the little release tabs on the soft tonneau. We just lift it up and release it as such. A really smart design with the tuck under soft tonneau. Just a really flush fit. All the water runs off it when it's raining, so you notice we'll just release it halfway here. When you have a look in the back, you notice it does have the tub liner, and relatively unscathed, the tub liner. Obviously previous owners left the old Oki strap in the back there. We'll leave that in, and there's no charge for that when you buy the car. Just a simple release on the tailgate there, drops down, flush. So really easy to store stuff in and out of the car. What we'll do is we'll just grab that said strap and just hook it up there. Nice. So really, pretty consistent in the back of the car as it is all around the Juco and everything, in really good order. The way this car's been maintained, which we'll touch on later, is definitely a credit to the previous owner. All right, away we go. We're on the inside of the SV6 now, and she's a fairly basic setup, being a ute, and really just set up for the tradie. Still got a lot to offer as well. Start on the right-hand side. We've got our auto headlights, so that they will sense when it's becoming dark in the late afternoon and automatically turn themselves on. Brightness for the dash just above there. We've got our factory cruise control on our indicator stalk. Leather wrapped steering wheel, which is tilt and reach adjustable. I've got it in the release position at the moment, so you can set yourself up nice and comfy. Just pull the lever up to lock it away into place. Really simple operation. On our steering wheel, we've got our controls for our Bluetooth, answer and hang up phone calls. We've got our volume control for our stereo, and mute if required, obviously if you want to turn the sound off. It will automatically turn the sound off when your phone rings, and you can just pick up through the audio system. Speaking of audio, we've got our controls to change between stations, or obviously CDs as well. And then our trip computer, which just feeds us our information up there on the dash. Really important to note, this car's only done 47,900 kilometres, so super low mileage for its age as well. Feeds us all the other information we need, basically range to empty, average speed, average fuel consumption, overspeed function as well there if you want to, so you don't get picked up by the Johnnies. Moving into the centre console section here, we've got our screen which details all of the audio information. So obviously we're on FM at the moment, as I mentioned. Just touching on the button up on the steering wheel changes us between AM and FM. CD obviously if one was loaded. All of our audio controls here as well, but basically you can control all this stuff off the steering wheel, and then all our heating and cooling controls just below that as well. You do notice we do have a manual button to turn our traction control off, and our T-bar just behind. We can select drive it as a normal auto. We also have the ability to drive it in sports shift as well, where we're manually changing through the gears, active select, by the stick. So we'll pop it back into park now. Notice we've got our button to manually lock and unlock the doors, power mirror controls, and then of course power windows as well. Handbrake just next to us. Notice when it's released, nice flush fit through the actual console there, and just engage it again as well. Storage compartment just in there with a 12-volt outlet also. Now, probably also important to note when we're in this car, it does have driver and passenger airbags. The interior finish on the car as well in really good order. Really like the way that the blue runs through the center section of the seats. And as you can see, once again, for the age of the car and the way it's been looked after, is in absolutely outstanding order. Factory car mats as well. So as I say, once again, the way the previous owners looked after this car is just, it helps present it as just a stunning option as a used car. And then we come to the service history, and once again, all this does is reconfirm the way they've looked after the car. Every service at every 10,000 K interval, or maybe a little bit before, all the way through, right up to the current service, which was done at Ultra Tune up the road in Endeavour Hills. And then of course, as with all our cars, we don't leave any stone unturned when we're preparing them. We've done an intermediate service on the car as well when it came into our stock. So yeah, compelling argument to say this is probably one of the better examples of an SV6 ute that you're going to actually lay your eyes on. All right, so in summary, just a few important points to touch on. Factory alloy wheels, tyres are just about brand new, 195 kilowatts of power, 340 newton meters of torque. Is fitted with a tow bar, 1.6 tonne towing. For a 2008 model, absolutely stunning example. If you've got any further questions, feel free to give us a ring, 9907 0555. Yeah.